Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Azzad Asset Management's presentation on how to grow your advisory firm with the American Muslim investor. As the title explains, we're here today to show you why this growing and affluent demographic represents a worthwhile opportunity for financial advisors looking to grow their businesses. Today, we're going to make the case for you for targeting this group and show you how, with just a little education on Islamic investing criteria, you can stand out in a crowd and attract the right kind of clients for you. Moving right along, here's the agenda for today. We're going to spend the bulk of our time on three big questions. You'll see those there in the middle of your screen. What does the target market look like? Why target this market? And where's the market located? We'll then conclude with an overview of Islamic or halal investing and talk about ways that Azzad, as the supplier of these Islamically compliant products, can partner with you. Next up, let's do introductions for everyone here today. My name is Josh Brockwell. I'm the Investment Communications Director here at Azzad, and joining me today from our offices outside Washington, D.C. is my colleague, Azzad Relationship Manager, Saad Zarif. Welcome, Saad.
Thank you, Josh. Really excited to be hosting this webinar today with you, and I want to thank all our attendees today for taking the time out. I'm pretty sure that by the end of this webinar, you guys will leave with some valuable information that will hopefully pique your interest in targeting the American Muslim market and will hopefully help you increase your book of business as well. So let me just start by giving you a bit of a background on Azzad. We're a boutique firm located outside Washington, D.C. We are the investment advisor to two publicly traded mutual funds, the Azzad Funds, and we work with financial advisors nationwide to help offer those funds to their clients.
So thank you, Saad. Let's everybody talk today about why we're here. What's the purpose of today's webinar? Well, the purpose is essentially to equip financial professionals such as yourselves with the tools necessary to evaluate the demand profile of the American Muslim market, as well as its dynamics and current activity, and also to determine American Muslim financial preferences and needs. Finally, we want to strategize about ways to tap into key Muslim market opportunity areas.
And here's why we think this will matter to you. The American Muslim market's unique opportunity is part of a fast-growing global Muslim lifestyle economy representing $2 trillion in consumption. The values-based customer needs that are driving the Islamic economy primarily include Islamic ethical financing, halal, which is lawful food, and modest clothing. The demand is coming from these main sectors. Recent surveys from the market research firm Dinar Standard show that the most commonly used Islamic finance services are mortgage services, investment products, and banking services.
Okay, so now that you've gotten a high-level global view, we'll drill down and talk about the American Muslim market. With that, let's move on to the first of the three questions we've set out to answer for you today. What does the American Muslim market look like? Todd?
Well, looking at this chart here in front of you, you will see that research conservatively estimates the American Muslim population to be 5.7 million with 1.7 million households. It also estimates that the aggregate American Muslim disposable income in 2013 was $98 billion. Based on other national studies, the American Muslim population is younger than the national average, and education and income levels are on par with, if not slightly better than, the average American Muslim household profile. Now, generally speaking, incomes in Muslim households tend to skew higher than the national average, though many are single income households. According to recent studies analyzing the American Muslim market, 40% of American Muslims are aged 30 and younger. A quarter of Muslim families make more than $100,000 a year. The marketing firm JWT reported in 2007 that Muslim American consumers represented a neglected market with huge potential for brands that are willing to connect with them. We believe that this is still the case.
And let me also throw in that a 2010 survey by the advertising firm, the well-known, reputed advertising firm Ogilvy Mather, found that 86% of American Muslim consumers believe that American companies, quote, need to make more of an effort to understand Muslim values, end quote, and also 98% of Muslim consumers feel that, quote, don't actively reach out to Muslim consumers, end quote. I'll also throw in that additional research indicates that American Muslim households have $100 to $150 billion in spending power. There are varying estimates on that. But this information, coupled with the data noted by Azzad, paints a picture of an untapped, undervalued, and potentially powerful values-conscious investor base.
Now, another key dynamic of the American Muslim market is the strong role of ethnic and indigenous subclusters that exist today within the market, as well as the impact of immigration cycles on consumer behavior, channels, and preferences. It is important for financial professionals such as yourselves to understand that within major ethnic categories of American Muslims, there exists a strong cluster of ethnic media, organizations, events, concentrated mosques, Islamic centers, and product consideration that influences their buying decisions. The major ethnic segments among Muslims in the US are Arab, South Asian, now this includes Pakistani, Indian, and Bangladeshi backgrounds. Then you've got African American, Caucasian American, with sizable Turkic, Latino, European, Sub-Saharan African, you've got the Afghan, Iranian, and East Asian populations. At Azzad, we interface with each of these groups and offer legitimacy and access to these clusters to financial professionals of all backgrounds.
The next slide, you'll see some high-level demographic data about the target audience we're discussing today. Of course, American Muslims, like all of the people, have values that range on a spectrum from conservative to liberal. It's important, obviously, not to paint the entire group with one broad brush. So now that you know a little bit more about what the audience looks like, let's turn to why we think it makes sense for your practice to reach out to this niche market.
This is a great question here that says, why do business with American Muslims? The short answer is because it's a defined market with solid demand. Research shows that American Muslims want access to Islamically compliant financial products, and they want them locally. The top request for 2014, the most recent year for which statistics are available, shows demand for financial products at their bank. We can reasonably extrapolate from that there is also a demand for other Islamic financial products that are local and convenient. That's where the financial advisor can play a role. Another big demand among this demographic is ethical, finance, and social impact. So if any of you guys here are socially responsible advisors, you're already, or I'll say you've already got a leg up. And if not, we at Azzad can help you with the basis and get you up to speed. That can be accomplished through joint seminars or similar events.
So now that we've addressed the what and the why of this market, let's talk about where they are, and more importantly, how you can reach out to them.
As we mentioned earlier, conservative estimates put the American Muslim population at 5.7 million, with 1.7 million households. Muslim investors are in just about every city in the US. There are, however, large concentrations of households in certain metro areas. And this map before you of the US will show you where the largest Muslim populations are. And I'm actually looking at our attendee list here, and I see that some of you guys are from the state of Illinois. So if you take a look closely at this map, you'll see that there are roughly about 755,000 Muslims just living in the state of Illinois. And for some of our friends from Ohio, you guys will see you've got about, well, just over 70,000. That's not bad. And then I can see a few of our friends here from New York and New Jersey. If you put both of them together, you're looking at over 1 million Muslims that live over there. So as we said before, there's huge potential here. However, don't let this map fool you. Based on our nearly 20 years in the business, we can tell you that rural parts of the US sometimes hold great potential, thanks to pockets of Muslims, Muslim professionals actually, such as physicians or dentists, who choose to locate there for a variety of reasons. Now looking at the focus of, as this slide says, community-centered, this slide basically focuses on where you might find those Muslims on a regular basis. Of course, as with practitioners of any religion, the degree of observance varies from one individual to the next. For a financial advisor, the mosque, Islamic center might be the most efficient way to reach out to a large number of Muslims who are interested in religiously compliant investments. At Azzad, we have relationships with a large network of mosques and Islamic centers and are happy to facilitate introductions, in addition to coaching advisors on how to address the religious concerns of the American Muslim investors.
Okay, thanks, Azzad. So with that, let's turn now to a way that you, the audience, can offer Muslim prospects investments that are both socially responsible and Islamic, and how Azzad can work with you to market those products. Azzad's faith-based investing strategies are part of the wide spectrum of socially responsible investing, or SRI, goes by different acronyms. Sometimes sustainable responsible impact investing is used. SRI is a discipline that considers environmental, social, and corporate governance criteria to generate long-term competitive financial returns and a positive social impact. Today, more than 1 out of every $6 under professional management in the United States, $6.5 trillion, which is an astonishing figure, is invested according to SRI strategies. This data comes from the Forum for Sustainable and Responsible Investment, by the way, of which Azzad is a member. Next up, the Azzad philosophy. Azzad's mission focuses on generating competitive long-term financial returns while using investment capital to help build a sustainable economy. And as such, all of our products and investments comply with halal investment guidelines as established by the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions, or AOFI for short. We'll go into detail about those guidelines in just a moment. I'll also mention here that in addition to being a member of the Forum for Sustainable and Responsible Investment, we're also a member of the Interfaith Center on Corporate Responsibility. And here's a little more about AOFI, which sets the standards for Islamic financial services firms globally. AOFI consists of members representing a variety of religious schools of thought who come together and issue guidelines for the Islamic finance industry. As we like to say at Azzad, we don't make the rules of Islamic finance here, we follow them.
Thank you, Josh. Now, looking at this screen before you guys, it actually sort of merges what we've been talking about, socially responsible investing, along with halal investing. Azzad follows ethical investing criteria based on Islamic principles of economic and social justice. All investments are screened to exclude companies that profit from interest, alcohol, tobacco, weapons, gambling, private prisons, war, international conflict, hydraulic fracturing, and other areas that cause societal or environmental harm. Companies with high debt ratios are also excluded. We also consider companies adherent to the United Nations Global Compact, which provides guidelines on environmental performance, human rights, labor relations, and anti-corruption as well. We know that it is easy to label any product and call it something, but since the information of Azzad Asset Management, or pardon me, since the formation of Azzad Asset Management, our goal has always been to provide genuine solutions, regardless of how challenging that may be. As a company, we believe these guidelines are important and valuable, so we created an investment process that sticks to these highest standards. We begin with all stocks available on the public market and screen out companies that do not fit these guidelines. Once a stock is added to one of our portfolios, we monitor it regularly to ensure it stays within these ethical parameters. This is something that an American Muslim prospect will likely value. And if you choose to market Azzad's products to American Muslim investors, you can tout the fact that you are offering products that are continuously screened and verified.
I'll also throw out there that we have more information on the verification process, which is an important feather in our cap here at Azzad. We'd like to tout the fact that we are independently audited by a third-party agency. More on that upon demand. Slide 25, moving right along. Let's talk now about how Azzad can benefit the financial advisor community.
So, as this slide, asks the question, what does Azzad stand for? Well, our portfolio managers seek ethically screened investments that don't deal in interest, focusing on high-quality companies with healthy balance sheets. We have 2 halal mutual funds, an alternative short-term bond fund, which is the first one right there on the slide, and the second one is a mid-cap equity fund called Azzad Ethical Fund. Azzad employs a multi-manager model, meaning we hire outside institutional professionals to sub-advise assets on our behalf.
The Azzad funds are halal, socially responsible 40 Act mutual funds that allow you to confidently present a product that's consistent with Islamic values to your prospects. Of course, people don't invest simply to comply with their value systems. They're interested in the investment case for the funds as well. At Azzad, we're able to offer you the resources and contacts with the portfolio management teams to provide breaking information about the funds, as well as their performance characteristics.
Here's some more info about the Azzad Wise Capital Fund. This is our interest-free fixed income product. By the way, we often talk with financial, or should I say with fund shareholders who own the Azzad Funds through third-party advisors. Those shareholders tell us they ask their advisors to avoid sin stocks, but they're sometimes hesitant to ask for products that exclude high debt and interest out of fear that it may sound like an impossible task. And this is something I've personally experienced with some of these third-party investors as well. If you as an advisor know to ask those prospects how they feel about interest and then offer them a product that can avoid it for them, you can, and I will assure you, will look like a financial rock star. I'll also point out here that WiseX is sub-advised by Federated Investment Management Company, one of the largest fixed income managers in the world. And for financial advisors who are really serious about tapping into the Muslim market, we offer you access to the Azzad Ethical Wrap program, a wealth management solution featuring 6 quality management companies under one roof. These institutional managers shown on your screen handle a portfolio of individual securities based on their asset class, specialization, and screened according to Azzad's Islamic criteria, ranging from large cap growth and value, small cap value, international, and dividend models to our award-winning small cap growth and REIT strategies. If you're seriously devoted to developing a long-term relationship with the American Muslim community, we're happy to talk about ways for your firm to offer the wrap program to your clients.
And of course, you can use the Azzad Funds anytime. So let's take a look at their brokerage availability right now. This list is continually updated, and we make it, along with fund updates and market commentary, available to financial advisors who sign up for our monthly e-newsletter at azzadfunds.com. We encourage you all to sign up today so we can provide you with other tips on practice management, how to grow your practice by reaching out to this potentially lucrative demographic.
And speaking of online, one of the ways we help financial advisors break into the American Muslim market is by offering resources. This includes pitch books, marketing material, and demographic data through our online advisor portal on azzad.net. Here's the slide in front of you that shows you what that page looks like. Now, why work with Azzad? Well, we simply can't be everywhere. We need to make Azzad Funds and Azzad Ethical Wrap program available to American Muslim investors. So we're positioning ourselves as the supplier to you. It's plain and simple. Plus, it doesn't hurt the American Muslim investor. Based on our research, they prefer working with a local advisor. So if you work with us and we can lead your practice legitimacy in the eyes of Muslim clients and leave the relationship up to you. Also, the product provider, we are with advisors throughout each step of the relationship, helping to organize seminars, workshops, and other networking events. Our goal is to give advisors offering the Azzad Funds the tools they need to succeed in the Muslim market. We hope we have given you food for thought on how to start thinking about tapping into this growing niche, and we hope you will consider us a partner as you develop a relationship with your local Muslim community. We are here to help you guys along the way.
So we'll now open it up for questions and discussion. You can use the questions box on your GoToWebinar control panel or dashboard for that. As we're starting to see those trickle in and we filter through those, we'll start things off with a common question we get from advisors who are considering tapping into the Muslim market. So I'll throw this to you, which is, I don't specialize in Islamic investing. Why would a Muslim client want to work with me over someone who shares their ethical worldview?
Great question, Josh. And I've actually had this question from various advisors in the past as well who now have Muslim clients. Like we mentioned before, most people prefer someone local, someone who works in their neck of woods, in their neighborhood, in their town, rather than going cross-country to work with an advisor, instead of working with someone local. And then because of our specialty in this niche market, we're able to educate advisors on the cultural differences and values that these people look for, and that is what they appreciate. I actually have an advisor I work very closely with out of Florida. He has a very large sort of number of Muslim clients now working with him, and when he had started, he knew nothing about the culture or the values to bring. Now these people prefer to work with him. They've met me, we do joint presentations together about Azzad Funds and the wrap program, but he's built a relationship, and that's what these people value.
Great, great. I've got another question here about just halal investing in general, sort of expounding on that, which is obviously something that we can help educate advisors on, but you want to take a crack at sort of explaining that?
Yeah, sure. Well, in our wrap program, basically we have multiple different strategies, as we mentioned, and I can see a question here, like I said, is how about fixed income for wrap accounts? Yes, absolutely. You have the opportunity to actually use our halal fixed income fund in the wrap program as well. It's just something which is available. I'd be more than happy to talk to advisors one-on-one and answer more in-depth questions about the strategies, how we can use them. At the moment, they're available on Folio FN, so if that's a platform that you use, we can definitely work with you. In the future, we definitely hope to launch our wrap program on various other platforms as well.
So you jumped into one of the other questions we received, which was about fixed income for the wrap. But just going back to the original question about halal investing, sort of defining it, what it means. Obviously, it relates to permissibility in Islam, but if you want to elaborate.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the simplest definition of halal is permissible. So quite simply, most Muslims live their lives in a very ethical way, or socially responsible way, so to speak, and that is what they want to resonate through their investments as well. If they don't drink alcohol, they don't want to invest in a Budweiser or Heineken stock, for example. So it's really resonating with that and providing them investment strategies that resonates with their values.
And obviously, you touched on fixed income. So halal fixed income, how that would differentiate or be distinguished from more conventional fixed income?
The biggest difference is that of interest. When you're looking at a fixed income bond fund, for example, or just bond in general, it's purely based off interest. Whereas sukuks, and not to go into too much detail right now, they are non-interest bearing. They are more asset-backed, like land, property, or machinery, and that is what brings value to the Muslim investor. That, hey, number one, I'm not too worried about the volatility in the market due to rise in interest rates. Secondly, I don't want to invest in something that is high on interest either. So that is where the fixed income aspect comes into play from a Sharia-compliant Islamic point of view.
So it's income but not interest-based?
Absolutely.
But it performs in a comparable way?
It performs in a comparable way to a bond fund, yes.
So let's see, another question here about costs and the payout for advisors. That might be something you want to maybe take offline.
Yeah, definitely. That is something I can talk more in detail with the advisor and sort of go through with you what the cost is and how the fee structure and everything works. But that's something I'd rather talk one-on-one and help answer the question for them, because it's case by case.
And we can obviously, yeah, we can take some of those questions more in depth in a format that lends itself to that. We're seeing a question here about finding enough opportunities.
Yeah, in Florida, it seems like. Yes, absolutely. If you look at areas like Kissimmee, where there's Central Florida, I was actually in Miami last month for a presentation with a large group of financial advisors there. They're looking to tap into the Muslim market there because they feel that there's a lot of potential, and they didn't really know how to target them and approach them. So I will say there definitely is a lot of potential in Florida. Reach out, let's talk about it, and we'll see how we can help you guys expand there.
So yeah, we should mention, of course, and I did at the outset, Azzad is a relationship manager here at Azzad. So he would be sort of the point of contact, the interface for those types of questions or any joint seminars and leads, if that's what you're looking for. Other questions here as we go through. The question, one moment here. Let's see if we got some others. We're sifting through those right now. Hold on one second.
That's correct.
So, all right, let's see. It looks like we've got some questions about fixed income as well.
Yeah.
Continuing on that subject.
Income.
Any opportunities in fixed income? It says right now, I see that the Azzad fixed income, which I believe is the Azzad West Capital Fund, is a product that's it says currently in cash for some time. I might check again on the allocation for that.
We'll have to look back into it, yeah.
It's and I invite you to go to azzadfunds.com and check out the fact sheets. 2Q fact sheets should be on their way shortly. But even looking at first quarter fact sheets, I don't know if we want to bring that up on the screen now, but if we have them, I think it shows the allocation as pretty solidly in the alternative market. I don't know if we can zoom in.
Yeah, the one on the left,
some way.
The West Capital Fund.
Yeah, so the left fact sheet is the Azzad West Capital
Yeah, it's just
Fund.
cash about 7% right now.
So that pie chart you see there shows the breakdown of assets. I don't know if we can zoom in, but if not, that's fine. What I can tell you is that the predominant amount of the fund, or the bulk of it, is in Sukuk, which Azzad just mentioned are Islamic bonds, those asset-backed or asset-based products. That's about, as I zoom in here, that's more than half of the fund. And then in addition to that, Islamic bank deposits and notes make up another roughly quarter of that pie there. Those are essentially profit and loss sharing deposit accounts that are held with a variety of Islamic banks globally. So the bulk of the fund is, again, in Sukuk, which are sometimes referred to as those Islamic bonds. Secondarily, those bank deposits and notes, followed by, there's an interesting multi-asset feature to this fund in that it does hold some dividend-paying stocks, about 9% as of the first quarter. Again, this is first quarter numbers. The second quarter fact sheet should be out shortly. But again, 10% there of Islamically screened dividend-paying stocks to derive a little income. And then I think rounding out the bottom, it's actually cash, which is around 7% as of March 31st. We're adding some other alternative characteristics as well, including trade finance. We invite you to take a look at some of our materials, also on our YouTube page about global community investing and using trade finance for that purpose. It helps to get at some of the social impact objectives of the fund as well. Moving right along here, there's a question about marketing materials for advisor use.
Absolutely. We have marketing material available, and if you recall during the presentation, I did talk about the advisor portal. So once you register for that, you will get access to some of the marketing material, PowerPoint slides that are available for advisors to use. So yes, you definitely have access to it throughout.
And just as a follow-up, I understand now that question about why there was such a large cash allocation in the Wise Capital Fund, because it had been looked at through Morningstar. Morningstar doesn't know how to categorize a lot of this stuff.
That's really true.
And so they will call it cash, and because they aren't quite sure what it is, and there's no real easy way to pigeonhole it. So you will see a larger percentage when you look through your advisor workstation on Morningstar. For the details, I would come to us. But that makes sense now. Yeah.
Now it's understandable where it's coming from.
Sure. See any other questions as we go through? I think we've pretty much hit
the bulk of them.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, because a lot of them are very similar questions which we've already answered for you.
And we're at the
opportunity.
We're at the 30-minute mark here, so
yeah,
we can just go ahead and wrap it up. What we'll do is call your attention to the disclosure section of today's presentation and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Again, do visit our website, azzadfunds.com, where you can download, in addition to the fact sheets, your free copy of the prospectus for the Azzad mutual funds. That's going to contain more information about the fund's risks, expenses, and investment strategy. And while you're there, you can also sign up to receive our monthly e-newsletter to get more information about our products and services. Finally, be sure to follow us on Twitter, @AzzadFunds is the handle, and like our Facebook page, facebook.com/AzzadFunds. I also, I believe, mentioned the YouTube channel. If not, it's youtube.com/AzzadFunds. Thanks, everyone, for your time, and thanks, Azzad, for your expertise.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care.